Hello and welcome back. Right, this is a strange one. It is. Now, I've known this before a few times with Courseplay, usually at the edge of maps, and this is a giant implement. It will not generate the course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a manual thing. I am going to go straight into a time lapse because this is still, it is going to be massive, but I thought, let's just do this ourselves manually. We're going to literally run a massive headland and then we're going to see if a traditional worker will do it. It might just be a Courseplay problem, but I have seen it say, I think the worst one I had was on Low Note, where you had those little strips of free land that Bullet Bill allowed you to have, and if I was too close to the edge of the map, Courseplay could not generate a course. It needs a bit of space, but I know that, which is why I gave such massive headlands, because I know this is the last bit on the map. So yes, I did sort of know all of that and I did allow for it, but it still seems it's not liking it. And this is a monster, so I don't know what the problem is. I really don't. But as I say, yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to do a manual on this all the way round, and yeah, this is going to be a monster. It's a long time since I've used the Borgo, and I think that was one of the 20 meters. It is a beast to turn. It really is. It's good fun though, but I've got to watch that I don't rip the bear to pieces, because that is somewhat, and also drag the trees all across the field. So yeah, this is going to be fun. Right, anyway, yes, I am going to say my words. I am going to go into a task. We've got, once I've done this and set this going with hopefully traditional workers, wow, I need some fuel. Yeah, I am literally then going to, now be careful there, watch that little thing, because that would absolutely destroy it in real life. Yeah, so I am going to do this, then I'm going to do the silage, I'm going to do lots and lots of field work, so this is going to be a mega session, it really is, because I think this is the biggest. I mean, Hobo's Hollow, it takes a while, but yeah, I'm going to have to like juggle a lot and concentrate a lot to try to get this all done. This is the last one to sow though, so I'm hoping this isn't not too much troublesome, and we'll hopefully in the long term sort out a solution on what the problem is, because you can see to the left of me there's a massive, I have allowed a huge amount, because I do know about the problem of having, especially with Courseplay, but it doesn't seem to do it. I did it a couple of times and a couple of times in the session yesterday, and you saw it didn't work. So anyway, yes, so we're going to do this, see if a manual worker, then I'm going to scan the middle of the fields, then I'm going to get liming, fertilising and all that type of stuff, and the biggest job of all, the silage. But that is, yeah, it's not, well no, it is important actually thinking about it, because this is coming up to our, the one thing I did see in editing was the fact that I showed both BGAs have got digested, but our new production, let me just show you, because I can pretty much hold a straight line-ish, he says, with such confidence. Yeah, if I quickly show you in the productions at the new farm supplies, that also has got digestate, and that's got 63, so there's about 480, 540 tons of digestate as well. I think I said silage as well. I meant, why have you stopped? Yeah, I probably caught the trigger actually thinking about it. No, I didn't that time. Okay, am I catching something, is it? Yeah. Right, anyway, I did promise, yeah, that whatever the problem, I did say whether I have to manually do this or what, I am going to do it. So yes, I am going to say my words. Yeah, we'll do the silage and all of that type of thing, and then I'm going to set workers going, teams of rollers and all sorts of things. Yeah, I am. So yeah, we know what we've got to do, an awful lot. This is going to be a monster, so I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, I'm going to do a bit of, yeah, I see why something's in his way. He is blocked by an object. Yeah, I got the blocked by an object sort of thing, so I'm going to shift this out of the way. There's a couple of little strips of canola I'm just going to manually do. What on earth? Why is he on the edge of this field? Yeah, I'll just quickly show you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set, I've just bought, you'll notice the money's gone down 34 odd thousand. That is because I bought 2 more rollers. I'm going to make 2 teams of 3 to hit these hard and fast. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. Let me just show you the field quickly. Yeah, there's a bit at the bottom, and there's a little tiny strip which I'm not worried about, and then the big one on the left hand side. So we're just quickly going to go straight back into time lapse, sort this out. Shall I fold that? No, just make sure it is lifted already. Right, yeah, I can see the little bit at the bottom. Definitely. Have we got enough? Yeah, we've got enough fertilizer to do these 2 strips. Boy, is this a beast. This is exactly how I remember it. Now, where did I use the Borgo in? FS19. Yeah, I had my first battle with the Borgo. And actually, I do think it was the giant one. This one was on my favourite map, which was Sudbury Meadows. It really is. It still is an absolute. I love it. It's one of those maps that not many people either remember or love. I've never seen anybody other than one YouTuber that I've never seen since. That was, yeah, it was the only person I could ever see, because I did love that Let's Play. The actual map, it was phenomenal. So I really wanted to see a Let's Play done on it, and it was, yeah, one sort of lone YouTuber who was doing everything by hand, yeah, changing by hand, and he was not terribly confident, but it was, I still enjoyed it, but yeah, it was, yeah. Whoa, this is tough. It is. Right. Okay, let's get that 1 strip done. Yeah, I'm going to go straight into a time lapse. We've got so much to do. I'm going to set the rollers going. What I'm going to do, though, is off camera. Wow, there is a little bit of a strip. I can see what that's on about. Yeah, this field's a bit weird. I don't know whether it's the field, because, mind you, I don't know, it's the standard workers should have known better. There shouldn't be little bits like that. But yeah, it could be. We know field 16 is the Bermuda Triangle of yeah, the Western Wilds. So right, let's get this done. Yeah, I'm going to get this strip done, and then we're going to hit the entire series with a. Why is that? Is that not? Why am I not getting green? Why is that not taking nitrogen? It's on auto. It's down. Yeah, this looks like a weird field. Never mind, never mind. It doesn't matter. We'll do. I said we'd do it, and we're going to do it. We've nearly done it. So, yeah, I'm going to go straight into the time lapse, and we are going to like literally hit this hard. I'm chuffed that we've done the grass fields, my grass field, so that's going to grow in the morning and look like a green carpet. We'll get all of this done. We've done all of the planting. This is the last little bit, and then we are completely done. Yeah, we've even scanned the field, even though, yes, there are those weird little grey blobs in the middle, but I'm not terribly worried about that. It's, yeah, we should get this sorted and get everything rolled at the very least. I'm not worried about the stones this year. Yeah, it's tough. There's just not time with all that we've got to do. We've got all of the silage to do. Oh, there's a bit of a strip there as well. Yeah, so I am going to say my words. We know what we've got to do. A lot of work. So I am going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, I've done the courses, and I have discovered, yes, it does not like headlands on some of these fields, which I do know is a sign that causeway, the edges of the field must be too close, which is weird, because I've given better headlands this time than I did before, but for some reason, with certain implements, it doesn't like you to have headlands. It will do straight up and down. So we shall see if this is going to work. I've set 3 on the big fields, and I'm just going to make sure they're actually going just to begin with. and they're not just sitting there or crashing into each other, which to me looks very much like, even though they've got a massive field, that they're just sitting there playing around being absolute wallies. Yes. Okay. Right, okay then. Now that one's just looking at the fence. This one is hopefully going to sort itself out, and this one, well, as I say, likes taking money to do absolutely nothing. So yeah, let's try this again. Why, oh why are you insisting on such a severe turn when there's such a massive headland? Wow, that is ever so bizarre. Right, okay. Let's just make sure. Why is that going over the edge? That's really bizarre. Let's make sure this one starts. Then I'm happy once they've started to go. There will of course be little tussles, I have no doubt, even though they're supposed to have their own little lines. Now, please don't just stare at that again. Do you know, seriously? It's not rocket science. Right, back into a time lapse. Hopefully that will have sorted itself out now. Right, yeah, let's get on some silent. Oh no, we have got to get the let's sets. Now that is a point. This should be, yeah, value good and perfect. So it should only be liming. So we are going to set the 2 on liming. This is where, I think I said a long time ago, where we need a bit of a team. This is getting quite large now, so I think truthfully, this is where Breddles do come in. But obviously at the minute we haven't, it's true, we have not got the money to do anything other than just what we're doing so far. So let's grab, we are running out of tractors now, we need a little seater. The little one that we use as a dedicated. Oh, we should have 3 of these. Where is the 3rd? That's what I want to know. Where is the 3rd seater? Right, so we want these to lime. Are we going to set a team of 2 of them? Ah, the 3rd seater's up there. I see it. I do. Right, so yeah, I'm going to set them on each field, no doubt. And this is where the having those strategic field points is. Oh, I thought that wasn't going to work then. Yeah, the strategic field points is very useful. We'll try and go on the fields that they're not actually on. Yeah, like circulate the fields. So there's going to be a little bit of ducking and diving. There is definitely. So I am going to go back into a time lapse. We know what we've got to do. Let's go and grab the other one, and please unfollow me. So yeah, I am going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, yeah, I'm going to have to call it. I am. I can see, I was just thinking, why, oh why, would this misbehave when we've had this before? It is true, it is rather a strange one. We've changed the shape of the fields. And then I thought, how does the game dictate about how this used to work perfectly well as massive fields? What have we changed? We have broken the little fields up. We've done a manual course, but we've also, the game does get confused. Now if you recall, every map has always got weird edges like painted grass. Now this has got some like that, but it hasn't in the middle. I think it's foxing it a bit, because we had no problems at all doing headlands until we got that thing. I think I'm going to have to do some painting, so I'm going to call it for now. I'm going to do a bit of research and see if I am on the right track. It's the only thing I can think, because without headlands, I'm just, yeah, the workers are just looking at fences and it is ridiculous. It really is. So yeah, I am going to come back to this. I truly am. I will post it for now so that you know that I'm not fiddling around or anything silly. But yes, well, we can't. I can't waste time. I mean, the rollers are rolling those two fields. I could crack on with it, but we seriously need to pH, and I could manually do it. But again, can I set manual workers going side to side for now, and then investigate this at my leisure? That's not a bad idea. Let's just see. Let's see if we can use traditional workers. Now then, that's the point. Have I put the homemade RTK? I don't think I did. I don't think it existed on this. Can you... Can you do... You can. Right, okay. So let's go back into a time lapse, and we will do this the good old-fashioned way. We should do side to side, and hopefully that will sort of cure things. We should set the rollers going, and we should do it that way. I do think it's something. I think I'm on the right track though. I think it's because there's nothing down this end. I think it's foxing courseplay because it's not got those proper barriers that it relies on for reading the field edge, because obviously the game does work like that. Even with traditional workers, it has to have a barrier, and it's reading the fence. But although I've made the course, I think it's still expecting painted edgings and things like that, and it's just not working. So yeah, we'll go with traditional workers for now. Let's go and see how the first field is rolling. The big one's going to take a long time. Okay. We got, we have a tussle. Okay. Right, let's set you going. I don't think they're far off though, to be honest. Right, I am going to say my words, yes. I'm going to see you guys and girls on the other side. Hello and welcome back. Right, this is since I have tried to do the fencing and change the layout of the fields, courseplay is having an absolute nightmare. It really is. I've tried quite a few things off camera. I thought, so what I am going to try to do is I'm going to play around. I have had about 3/4 of an hour this morning trying to figure out whether I've removed a couple of fences to see if moving fences helps. Down here I move the fence. I will stick it back because obviously you have to demolish, you don't get the money back, and we did pay for it, but this is just testing, so I will reimburse whatever it cost me to do that run. Is it because there's a very small headland here? Maybe. So, but if you start on the left hand side here and your start point would be there, then it would do the headlands at the sides, which then means it doesn't need to be terribly wide at the sides, and it still doesn't like it. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you on a couple of courses I have. Yeah, in fact, if I jump into that tractor, I don't like doing it now, but if I do this, I have the course laid out. It doesn't like you doing the headlands. I shall show you what I mean. I should destroy the course because it actually is an absolute nightmare on the biggie anyway. It is. I did something and it's why? Change mode, delete entry, activate. Absolutely, yes. Yes, if I sort of show you, and also if I start on the side, it should do headlands on the side, although I would imagine the shape of the field decides on the fact that it would probably choose a traditional headland at the top. It doesn't like that. I shall show you what I'm on about. I'm going to then go off camera and try and sort out a few things again for another few minutes. I just wanted to show you what I mean for those who are savants of courseplay. I'll show you a few different, I'll show you on the biggie because it's all pretty much of a muchness. There are some of these like field 8 and that which are so close to the border. If you look at the blue line, I always forget you can't see that, the blue line at the top on field 8. Now that is one that's actually fine if you load field 8 and you load the 8.2 meter and load that. I'll just show you with this tractor. Activate. If I then go, well, if I go on the map and show you, if I click on the tractor, it then shows you what course it's got. Ah, so that actually is one of those that is struggling. Is it field 9 then that is okay? Let me just try and find you one of those. Clear current load, activate. Click on the tractor again. Now that one, funnily enough, is a little bit further away from the edge, although the left and top side is very close, and now that one is allowing me, so maybe it is, but if you look at the big field, it's got lots of room at the top, but is it the fact that the bottom is too close to the edge of field 30? I mean, we've done this before. I've actually gone over the borders, and I've actually, on the old courses, we used to get away with that quite nicely. And, I mean, field 17 and 80, they're actually touching, which often gives courseplay a bit of a wobble. So, what I'm going to try to do is I'm probably, again, I'm going to write down the amount of money I've got now, because this is all testing, so it's 199, 340, and I'm going to muck around with all manner of things and then literally put that money back to that amount when I've finished. And obviously we've also got the fences to put back in because we legitimately sort of bought those. But yeah, I'm just going to try to do a bit of painting, I think, which is going to cost me down this bottom if we know that that's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to muck around for a bit. Oh, let me just show you what actually happens if I just do a course the old-fashioned way, as in like with, yeah, it's highlighted the biggie anyway, as I've called it. If I choose no headlands, it'll do that fine. Oh, okay, no it won't. Now that's bizarre. That normally works if you do it without a oh, no, I've got headlands, my bad. Yeah, if I do that without a headland, it's absolutely fine, as you can see. But the second you add a single headland, it absolutely throws a wobble and says you've got to look in the log file, which I have looked for the log file and I cannot for the life of me find out where that is. I have looked in courseplay, I cannot find anything to do with that. But the fact that it is headlands, I've had this on FS19 and it was on Lone Oak, where I was too close to those strips that Bullet Bill gave you for free, like free fields. When I was start from scratching, I was literally was scratching in the dirt, and I was using the free strips for a little while until I could afford things. And if I did a courseplay course too close to the thing, I learnt I had got to leave quite a lot of a headland close to the edge of the map. Well, this is close to the edge of the map, but funnily enough, I think the one that's causing it, I knew that if you look closely at the top and down the side where I am bridging or right next to the edge of the map, I've actually left a massive headland. The only one that is wrong is the bottom. So I'm going to cut out now, I'm going to muck around with a few things, do a bit of painting and see what and then I'm going to cut back in to try to just show you, because this is advanced courseplay stuff, just what makes a field in Farming Simulator. That is the true sort of thing. Whether it is, and it does affect normal workers, are very similar to, so not the same, but yeah, it is definitely, they still do need space or they start bumping into things and it causes weirdness. So yeah, I'm going to cut back in a few minutes, I'm going to do a bit of testing and I shall start the camera again, so see you shortly. Well, that was a lot quicker than I thought. Literally, I've done exactly that. I painted one set, destroyed the custom field so that it's got a proper field edge. And yeah, I've literally just done a quite a large one, quite a large paint of grass. If you look on that now, there is a visible amount of, yeah, you can see there's a gap. Now, if this, but it has worked, it has. Let me just clear the current course, because I think this was playing around. The other thing is it's actually quite a horrible shaped field naturally. There are definitely, now let me just cancel you, you're doing the round and round trick, aren't you? Yeah, it was on the top of the, sometimes Courseplay, it's weird, there are a few things that as you get to know Courseplay that you realise that it doesn't always, it does sometimes cope with vehicles on the field, other times it doesn't like it. It doesn't like things sometimes at the edge either. Other times it's absolutely fine. I've done courses with 4 tractors on and it works 9 out of 10 times, and then one time it's funny. I've done the new Courseplays better. I could use that tractor there, the Yams, and I can now create a job on this, what I'm going to call the biggie again, on which is 10 and 20, this massive field, which I'm going to still keep as a big field. Yeah, now that, I could do that, and Courseplay will do that, but there are sometimes, the old rule was that you had to have your tractor on the edge of the field, and that doesn't mean here, it means actually you've got to be on the field in the dark. Yeah, literally, you can just have your nose in, that's alright, but as long as you've got that and the implement on, if I drop the implement off obviously, then it's just a tractor and there's nothing it measures. It has to measure you by your instrument, what you're using, the tool, sorry, not instrument, that's a poor choice of words, a bad habit of mine. Yeah, so bottom line is, if I now go from scratch, now I thought I just cleared that. Let's clear current course, and then let's do that again. We've got nothing on. If we create a job, now it has highlighted in white. There's no custom field because I've deleted that. Literally, this is just the natural course. Now, the thing that's going to throw a bit of a wobble, if you look in the middle of the field, there's a bit of a kick. In fact, do you know something? Yeah, let's go and sort that out. It's here. I do realise it's where I went a bit mad with the plough, and it does do weird things to Courseplay. If you have such a funny kick, it tries to include that. So let me just, you did see, or did you see, nah, that is a point. Yeah, let me just show you that. Now, if we do the course now, this is just for those who are interested in Courseplay, but don't, yeah, this is some of the advanced sort of things. Now you see there's a little kick just there. Now watch what happens if I do open the course generator like that. I'm going to 4 headlands, 3 tools, 8.2 meters, generate. Now see, let me just stop. Oh no, I've got to highlight the Agrostar. If you notice in the middle, it's got a funny kick on every single line, and all of the lines bend heavily to the left. So then let's, in fact, yeah, I don't really need to move. This is true. It was Rombos where I discovered all you need to do is literally go high and then move. I'd never learnt that trick. So we want the next one, which is standard grass, and we need to make it slightly larger, and what we need to be doing is squaring that off so it's pretty much square-ish. Doesn't matter about little tiny fluctuations, but it does matter about massive ones. It does. When it goes in a lot, it's going to take that all the way. Let's just make sure that we're not too bad. It's got a nice headland. I'd say I do know about the map thing. There are a couple where I have that where it narrows. Again, even though I know I'm going to lose, this one is the worst. I think this one here. Yeah, I'm going to do this off camera, but you'll know that, oh, I must have had a tick up at 1 o'clock because that's more than I wrote down, and we've actually spent money. Yeah, you see there's a very generous headland at the top and a very generous headland down the side, because I knew about this. The mistake I made on this field, though, was I was well too close to what, obviously the lines on Western Wilds and on, yeah, I do know this because I did a bad field on, do you know, my word brain is gone. The other map that's very much like this that AliEN JiM is famous for, No Man's Land, yes. And now I know I went over the line of the next field and it did not like it, Courseplay, because it's classed as a barrier. It really is. Although, if you own 2 squares, there is no barrier. So if I was to buy this field here, it would quite happily let me do a headland down here. That's how this particular map works. So now if we jump in the tractor, let's try that again and see if this time we shouldn't get that. Yeah, let's create the job again and put the field position. It should now. Oh, it still seems to not quite be right. Let's clear the current course, because I thought I'd altered that enough that was. Now that is better. It has actually. There's only a slight kick, so let's try that now. Open generate. We'll stick the same thing. We shouldn't get such a visible kick in the line. It should be fairly straight-ish. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. Yeah, it has got wobbles to the left. So again, actually, it looks to me heavily like I could do with. Although that's not going to play with things. No field is perfect. It might look so from ground level, but that is not bad. It isn't. I'm quite happy with that. That is actually passable. So we know what the problem is. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to muck around with the lines and destroy all the fields. Unfortunately, all the custom fields will be gone, and we're going to start again. I'm going to leave them for a while because I need to see how close I am to the lines on that, and I'm going to put headlands, generous headlands at the top and the bottom, which means our fields are going to be smaller, but at least we can get everything to work, whether that's natural workers or courseplay. Right, so I'm going to see you shortly.